Oh, she's a bit brisk. A bit brisk, I can tell you.
G'day and welcome to this week's edition of the Advocate Footy Wrap. We're here at the sun-drenched Pertec Oval in Penguin. I was here on time, but Coley, late as usual.
Yeah, it's a cool day, but yeah, not too bad.
What are you doing? You've either eaten too many salves at the Wynyard Recreation, or you've come straight from your bear cave at Cradle Mountain.
Oh no, yeah, those salves, they seem to fill you up, mate. It's it's been a heavy winter.
It's a pretty warm day. Why you got so many layers on?
No, it's still a bit cold, I think. Yeah.
Hang on a minute. I heard something at work this morning. Actually, have you lost a bet? Is that right?
I don't know where you heard that, mate. The totes about all where I lose my bets from.
Are you telling the truth, Brad?
Maybe.
What do you got under those layers there?
Just a jacket, mate. I can probably get away with this. It's not too bad.
I reckon you keep going, mate.
You reckon?
It's about 20 degrees out here.
You reckon?
Yeah, you keep stripping off.
No, it's just a nice light jumper. No, nothing too sort of major.
Keep going.
Keep going. Jeez, you're a hard man, you are. Not too bad.
It's a little bit better, but I reckon for all the viewers out there, one more,
you reckon?
One more might be better.
This is gonna hurt.
What is this?
It's a bloody tight-fitting Richmond jumper. That's what this is.
You're channeling Neil Baum there back in the 80s. What is that?
Yeah, fair to say I lost a bit of a bet with our reporter Libby Bingham.
She a Tiger supporter?
She is. And Friday night, my boys did not deliver, and yeah, this has come directly from the Melbourne head office of the Richmond Footy Club, I think.
Is that an XL?
I wouldn't be lying if I said it was.
I think all the viewers out there will be happily that the bet's been fulfilled, so we'll move on to the serious stuff now. Coley, NTFL this week, 2 weeks to go. Heading up, isn't it? Heading into the finals?
Yeah, unlike me at the moment, the NTFL is heating up. Look, I was at the Latrobe Wynyard game last week, and obviously we all know what happened there. Huge finish that match. Wynyard just everyone thought the unbeaten streak had come to an end, but they pulled themselves off the canvas with a really depleted team, and even though they did get the draw at the end, I think it just goes to prove that they're going to be very hard to beat come grand final day.
Yeah, I guess we'll move on to this week's games. Who have we got? We've got Wynyard hosting Penguin.
Oh, look, talking to Ereborn after the match last week, I think there'll be 7 or 8 changes this week in Wynyard, and there's certainly the ends will be high class ends. So you've got the likes of Sharman, Pearce, Zach Smith I think will be back, Hanavi will be back, quality players, and they'll straighten Wynyard up and certainly give them some more avenues to go, which they lacked last week. Obviously it's a bit of bad news about Zane Murphy. Yeah, a bit of a injury concern, just a little bit worse than what they first thought. So he's headed down to Hobart, got that sorted out. Hopefully he'll be back come finals time. But I think Penguin are just going at the moment, but I think Wynyard will be far too strong for them.
Far too strong. Up the road, I think Ulverston are hosting Smithton. Now this is obviously Smithton's still mathematical chance to make the finals, but you'd think this could only go one way. I was here last week and saw Ulverston, pretty spirited Ulverston side come from, I guess, the clouds in the last couple of minutes and pinch another one. So Robins found a little bit of touch, and you think they'd be too good and probably end Smithton's finals hopes?
I think so. Smithton on the road they just don't travel well. Smithton they're like seafood on the back of a car on a sunny day. They don't travel well. So yeah, I think Ulverston will get the chocks there, and certainly it's been a hard week for the club with the passing of club legend Neil Rawson this week. So look, they'll want to do it for Neil. Neil's synonymous with the Ulverston Football Club, and I'm sure the boys will put in a big performance for him.
Yeah. Final game, Latrobe East.
Yeah, Latrobe by a lot, I reckon.
Yeah, I guess the interesting one here is Clay Sculthorpe was held goalless last week in that draw against the Cats. He's 11 goals off a century, which would be some sort of effort for a bloke who's come from the country in his first year at an NTFL club. 11 goals. I think he's kicked up 3 times they've played this year, so hopefully he can get there this week.
Yeah, look, he should be actually close to that mark, because he's kicking for goal on Saturday against Wynyard was atrocious. I think there was 4 behinds. 2 out of bounds on the full and kicked in the man of the mark once, so he straightens himself up. against East Devonport, who most teams have had someone who's kicked a big bag of goals against them this year, so I expect him to probably get that century this weekend. Latrobe to have a nice little percentage boosting win. Right, yeah, moving along to the TSL now, Jordan, and I've just had to put the scarf on. We have to sort of just have to maintain some sort of dignity, otherwise.
Well, especially when you're sitting down.
Yeah, and those arms. Look at these. Look at those guns. And plus, Nan would kick me out of the wheel if she saw me get a Richmond top. So, like, big.
You in the wheel?
Oh, I bloody oath I'm in the wheel all the time. Where were we? TSL.
Yeah.
Another big round of TSL. This the final 5 just keeps evolving, and it can go either way again this week. Your boys, Bernie, you've been very bullish on them all year, Jordan. Now they find themselves outside the top 5.
Yeah, look, if they win last week, then more than likely they finish second, and I lost last week. And if other results don't go their way, they're actually going to miss out in the finals. Would you believe it?
It's hard to believe, isn't it?
Probably the second best team of the comp, not obviously over all the season, but in form. And I'm sure everyone else is going to be pretty happy if they don't make the 5, because, like you said just off the camera before, they were actually second favourites to win the flag heading into last week's game, and they lost in a nail biter. But they do have a chance to, I guess, get back on the winners list, and then hope other results do fall their way against this week against Clarence at home. Yeah.
Now Clarence, there's a team that's just in an extraordinary free fall at the moment, aren't they?
They are. They're in a bad way. Have led the competition all year on top of the ladder, and now a loss to Burnie on the weekend, and I think they dropped to 5th. So that's how tight it is at the top. Do you see Burnie getting the chocolates at West Park?
Oh, you'd have to say on current form, yes. I mean, Clarence are just they're losing to all the teams around them, and the trip up to Burnie is the toughest going about in football. So it'll take a miracle turnaround for the Roos to get a win. Look, they've still got some class players in that team. Burnie still have to respect them, but you'd have to say Burnie going into this match warm favourites.
Yeah, the only good thing for Clarence is they probably do lose this week, but they do face the bottom place Tigers in the final round, so they're guaranteed a spot in the 5, because I don't think the Tigers have won this year. So
no.
Other game, Launceston travelling up to face North Launceston.
No, North Launceston playing Devonport this week, Jordan. I'll get your roster right.
What did I say?
You said Launceston was playing North Launceston.
Devonport travelling up to play North Launceston.
Yeah, at Aurora Stadium.
And this is the one that Burnie would like to see.
Yeah, so Burnie, I'm sure Rat Herring's putting some phone calls into Max Brown. Just say, come on, Max. Your first, a road win for the year to end the year would be a really nice way to go. So
you saw them beat them in a bit of a classic 6 weeks ago.
Yeah, at the Oval, Devonport go over the top of the Bombers, and I think they're a better team at home though, the Bombers, and they've come off a really good win last week against Glenorchy. Devonport's just up and down with their form, and you get that with a young team. So I think North might win and really put a dent in Burnie's chances. But look, wouldn't surprise me if Devonport push them for a little bit of the game.
Moving on to all of our 20 viewers' favourite segment, Coley.
One of my uncles in Brisbane sent a message to me on Facebook. He said he liked it. He said up to 11 now. I think we said 10 last week. Okay. We're up to 11.
Good call.
Thanks, Uncle Bob.
Good call back, Coley. Wynyard are the cockroaches of the NTFL. You just can't kill them.
Yeah, look, cockroaches in a good way. Don't have to go up here, Errol. But no, look, I don't
reckon Errol watches the footy show.
No, probably doesn't. Look, they were dead and buried on Saturday against Latrobe. I thought they just, without Pearce and Sharman up forward, they looked like devoid of goals, but they just found a way to win. And with a depleted team, look, it was a really gutsy win that from the boys. Ultimately, it was given a draw.
Yeah.
5 minutes afterwards, but look. If they'll really hold them in good stead for the final. That was really toughen them up. I think
it's a pretty easy message from Errol to say now, boys. We drew this side 4 weeks ago when we had 5 of our best players out. They're all back now, boys. No excuses.
No excuses. No excuses. Jordan, Burnie's draw against Lindisfarne. Lauderdale. Why do I keep saying Lindisfarne for? I don't know what is Lindisfarne.
No, Lauderdale, mate.
Lauderdale. Burnie's draw of Lauderdale earlier in the season will ultimately come back and bite them in the bum come the final ladder positions at the end of the year.
Yeah. Sadly, I'm going to have to say good call on that one, Coley, because I reckon there's going to be 2 sides that they're only 2 points adrift come the end of the season if the results that we just spoke about before don't go fall their way. So, yeah, good call. They were leading in that game, call, and
that missed some easy shots for goal, I think.
At the time, 2 points seemed like a pretty fair, split the points. We come away from a road trip with 2 points, but no, good call. It's going to hurt them. Coley, 6 wins so far for the Magpies, Devonport Magpies this season, can be seen as a pass mark.
Yeah, good call, good call. I think they won 4 games last year, up to 6 this year.
Improvement?
Yeah, there certainly has been improvement. Certainly been competitive for longer in matches, especially at home. They just have to tidy up their away form. That's no great secret. But I think from talking to a few people around the club, you know, they were aiming for about 6 games at the start of the year. So yeah, I think they're on the right track. I'll be interested to see what happens when they field an NTFL team as well. I think there'll be some players come back to the club, and yeah, if they can just recruit another couple of senior players, you know, hard-bodied players to complement what they've already got, and they don't lose too many. Yeah, I think Maxi Brown's got them on the right track. Jordan, final call of the day. Clay Sculthorpe has arguably been the recruit of the year in the NTFL. Good call, bad call?
Absolutely cool. Well, geez, he beats off some pretty good opponents, so doesn't he? Penguin, obviously, Jack Templeton, Myercheck, Smith and Morrison. You know, Wynyard have got back Murphy and Hanavier and Taylor Reeves.
I suppose at the end of the year, he's up to 89. You've brought in a bloke that's kicked 89 goals already for the season.
No, that's outstanding. I know Ned would have probably thought he might make it around the 50 mark for the entire season. So, yeah, for a bloke to come into the NFL for his first year, and he's going to kick his century in the next week or two, he's definitely been the best pickup for the year. Yeah, good call.
I think that just about does it for the year.
I was about to close off, but
not for the year, for the day.
You pipped me to it. How are you feeling? You about to rip that Tigers Guernsey off, or what?
Well, yeah, ripping it maybe. It might rip itself off. It's slightly bursting at the seams at the moment.
Have we got some scissors? Because we might need some.
It could be slightly difficult. So, no, thanks everyone for watching this week, and go the Bombers!